Alright guys, I just want to take a few moments to share with you what I've been doing to level up fast in Cyberpunk 2077. Now, first of all, we'll start off with a really good XP farm. Now, you'll find this farm down here at Hanford Overpass. I've just zoomed out on the map to show you exactly where that is, and full credit to Jonathan Terrington for this XP farm. This location I'm showing you begins in this alleyway down the back. So much credit to you. Thank you, Jonathan Terrington, for your video. Full credit to you, and I'll put a link to your video in the description of this one. Okay, just spinning around here to show you exactly where I am. That's the alleyway down there where this XP farm is going to take place. It is really good. All the other XP farms that I'm aware of have already been patched or nerfed in a way, but you want to run all the way across to the very back, across the road and down the back here. This is kind of your starting position and is where I'd recommend you make your save points. Okay, so just first of all, you need to make sure you're on very hard setting. If you're not already, the reason is you're going to get much more XP for doing this on very hard. So it's going to be tough at lower levels, but try it. You'll figure it out, especially if you use the tools I'm using, and I'll show you more about that later. So run all the way down the alleyway and take out, there's 3 guys in between cars. Now I'm using the cybernetic, the rocket launcher, my arm launcher, with tranquilizer darts. It doesn't always take everybody out. It's a little bit annoying like that, a little bit glitchy, and I'm finishing off with the katana. So after you've done those 3 guys by the cars, there's 3 more down the very back end of the alleyway. Do the same thing, knock them out with a tranquilizer round, then finish them off with a weapon of your choice. For me, I'm using katana. Then make sure you go all the way down to the far end of the alleyway. It's very important because it resets a couple of enemies. Then come back down the alleyway, turn left, and you've got 3 more guys right here. Take them out, dispatch them in the same way. Whichever weapon you want to level up is what you will use when you're doing this. This is just what I'm using. Then continue down the alleyway. The next left, you've got 3 more guys. It's a little harder to see them, but they are there, trust me. Turn the brightness up if you can't see them. Then head back towards the start of the alleyway. Now, 3 guys will have spawned right at the opening of the alleyway. As I said, this rocket launcher, most of the time it works pretty well, but sometimes it doesn't. Now, those are all the enemies in this XP farm. Now, to reset them all, run across the road, jump, whatever you got to do. Just try not to get run over. I do a little bit. Come all the way down the back here. It's very important you do that because it resets the enemies at the far end of the alleyway. Then run back across, and pretty much from here on, rinse and repeat. Take out the groups of 3s. So there's 3, 6, 9, 12 enemies in this XP farm. And it is so good. I've been doing this, and it took me just a couple of hours to level up to, well, a couple of hours, maybe about an hour, to level up from level 40 where I was at to, I think, level 48 where I finished. And I recorded a little bit of this before finishing off. So rinse this method out, repeat it, and of course you can use whatever weapon you would like to upgrade. Like if you want to upgrade your engineering, as Jonathan did, he used grenades, but I'm trying to level up my my katana, my sword skills. It is absolutely brilliant. I gotta say, it's gotta be the best XP farm in the game right now after the 1.1 patch and the hotfix. And the previous patches have kind of nerfed a lot of the previous one. Even if this one gets nerfed, I still reckon it will be well worth doing because it's in a concentrated space. And even if they took out one of the gangs or even 2 of them, it's still worth doing. It's a really nice, easy way to level up. Oh, and as I said, watch out for the cars when you cross the road. The only other thing that I would also add is when you run back down the alleyway, just make sure you hit a quick save at that point, just so you don't lose any of your hard-earned XP. Now, after a while you've been doing this, you're going to build up a whole stack of loot on the floor. So once you've finally finished off a few of these guys, they'll drop a load of loot. They'll have some loot on them, but you don't need to worry about that too much. You'll find piles and piles of this loot all around the places that you've been, well, doing this. So what I recommend you do, I mean, you can take all this stuff, you can take all the weapons, just spam the pickup button around these areas, grab what you can. And some of the stuff you can't pick up, I mean, I don't know why it does that sometimes. An item will be sort of hidden under a body, or it'll be sort of glitched out a little bit. but maybe you have to pick up the items on top of those. And once you've got it, you're able to do a few things with it. Obviously, you can go and sell it, or you can dismantle it. Now, the reason why I want to dismantle a lot of this stuff is because personally I'm after some upgrade components. So grabbing all this stuff, when you've done it, it's just so much stuff, it's ridiculous. So I'm not really an expert in the deep crafting and upgrading systems, but let's just say, for example, that I want to upgrade my hat. I need to go into the upgrade section under crafting, come over to my hat, and I realize that, well, I need to upgrade it, but I don't have enough components. Okay, so this time I don't have enough legendary item components. So come over to crafting. Now you've got all of these items. Sorry, come back to your inventory. Go and start dismantling all the stuff that you've got. You can see on the right hand side, it's looting all of the components that you can get for dismantling these weapons. Be careful when you're doing this though, because hidden in amongst the weapons that you've picked up will be some of the weapons that you want to keep, and it can be really easy to accidentally dismantle something that you actually want to keep. So be very careful, and just do this a little bit slowly. Bear in mind, you don't want to get rid of something that is precious to you for some reason, but because you're picking up some quite high level items, especially at the level I'm at, which is level 49. This is good. This also upgrades your crafting. So when you've done enough, or you think you've done enough, I won't keep this going too much longer. So you come back out, and you see you get on the left hand side a little summary of all the items. You're getting all these rare items, common items, uncommon items, all these components, everything that you are looking for to take on the next step, which is to start your upgrade process. So come into crafting, and you want to go to upgrades. Now this was the hat I want. Now I need legendary item components. Now of course you need to be at a certain level in order to be able to do this, and you need to have unlocked a few things in your skill tree. So I think it's under technical ability, under crafting. You want to be able to, allows you to craft legendary items. When disassembling an item, you get attached mods back. That's very useful, because when you're dismantling items that have been dropped with mods, you'll get those mods back for free. Allows you to craft epic items, etc., all the way up to legendary. So have a look at this skill tree. Throw points at that if you can. As you can see, I've got 8 attribute points to add just from this XP farm that I've been doing. So come into your crafting menu. I need to craft some legendary item components, because that's the one that I need for my upgrade. Now, in order to upgrade your legendary items, you need epic components. So you can come here and craft those. Well, in order to craft those, I need rare ones, and so on and so forth. Now I need rare item components, so I can come all the way down here, uncommon items all the way down, and well, to craft the uncommon items, because you've been picking up so many common components, you can just spam this. By the way, you're going to be gaining a load of XP just by doing this. Then you've got enough to upgrade to craft the rare ones. So just work your way up the tree doing this. The epic, you take your rare ones and you craft them up into epics. You can do this for as long as you like, and then finally you've got stuff to upgrade and create your legendary item components. So now this should be enough to upgrade my baseball cap to the next level. Now I'm just going to basically say rinse and repeat and work your way up so you've got enough of these. It's just a fairly quick way of leveling up, not just crafting, but also upgrading all of your items. Now, in this particular area, I noticed they drop an awful lot of blades, knives, blades, loads of stuff. But you're picking up components and, well, clothing items, etc. Don't forget, when you're dismantling, that you should be checking all of the areas of your inventory in order to dismantle them. These are, I mean, look how many blades I've just picked up just then. And of course, if you're after money, you can go sell them. Some of these guys that drop stuff, they will drop cash anyway. Like I said, be very careful that you don't destroy some of your very hard-earned items. But the blade's actually quite heavy, so you wanna make sure you don't get over encumbered. And again, rinse and repeat to upgrade your items. Okay, so in order to get the projectile launch system, which is an incredibly powerful, some say game-breaking addition to the game, well, on its own it's not, but with the non-lethal round, it kind of is. It's a missile launcher literally in the palm of your hand, sort of, comes out of your wrist, but it is incredibly powerful, and it pretty much one-shots any human, and I mean this, any human character in the game. Doesn't necessarily work against mechs or bots or drones or anything like that, but any person it will take out in one shot. It is an absolute bugger to aim though, right? It doesn't aim very well. If you knock out an enemy with this and then follow up with a weapon of your choice, whichever one it is you want to level up, I was using the katana, then it is a great way of doubling the amount of XP, well, increasing the amount of XP that you earn for every kill, sort of. Okay, so to get it, first Ripper Dock you're going to want to come to, and you do need to have some cash to do this, is the one right here. So let me just zoom out. It's in Haywood, and it's this Ripper Dock right here. Dock Rider. But anyway, this guy has, if you go to trade with him, and so up here, if you hit R1, L1 if you're using controller, or you just click on trade, you should open up this menu. Now he will sell you these tranquilizer rounds. They are the ones that you want to use. So buy those. They're cheap. That's the cheap part over with. Now we're on to the expensive bit. So the next fast travel spot, if you've discovered it, is this one here. Little China, Bradbury and Bourbon, was it? You should be familiar with this place already. You'll have been here a few times. This is the very first Ripper Dock that you will ever have seen. I'll show you on the map exactly where we are. It's up here in Watson. It's not a million miles away from the first Ripper Dock, but the first one is down here. Second one is right here. So, head inside once you've come to Bradbury and Buran. Head down there, and this is where you'll be able to get the next implant. So this is the guy. He will actually fit it for you as well. So if you just speak to him, but he's the guy that will give you the projectile launch system. Look, and you can also buy mantis blades, gorilla arms, and that's it. Monowire, of course, as well. So there are other implants that he can give you. Now, I could get an upgraded version of the projectile launcher system, but it would mean dismantling that one. I probably will do that in a second. But it's all about having the tranquilizer. So once you've got him to fit your projectile launch system, then come out and then go into your cyberware menu. So just over here on the inventory, there is another way to get to it as well. But if you come to your arms, select the actual launcher system, and then the default is to have the explosive round in there, but you're going to swap it out for the tranquilized rounds. Now that is what gives you the ability to knock out any human enemy in the game. It's completely broken. Well, not completely. I think it's just very, very useful for the exercise of leveling up, as I showed you just a minute ago. So one of the other things that I really wanted to make sure I had, and I have available to me in my gear, is these things. Armadillo clothing mods. Now they increase the armor, as you can see there, it says increases by 201 levels, armor levels things. And you want to get the best legendary items you can, so you have to, I'll do a bit of Googling. That's what I did, and I had a look to see if I could find the locations of some of the legendary armor. And when you do find one, thankfully they've patched it again to allow you to re-roll. So if you find a piece of legendary armor, just stand in front of it, save your game, load that save game back again until that piece of armor has at least 3 or 4 mod slots. I think hats and eyewear have 3, the chest and upper body can have 4. So I may go and look for another upper body legendary armor another time. Trousers again, I think you can get 3 or 4, shoes 3 or 4. I'm not entirely sure, but keep re-rolling until you get the most amount of most amount of mod slots for each item. So let's have a look at this. So I've got an armadillo mod here. Now this is an uncommon one, but as well, Craig Barlow told me, and very grateful that actually if you find the crafting spec for the armadillo mod, you can craft it and it will level with your level. Now I'm level 49 right now. I'm very, very close to level 50, but I want to see exactly what happens. I did find the armadillo crafting mod down here. Now it's a common level. We'll craft a few more and see if we get anything other than regular level. There you go. Look at that. So it has actually crafted epic level mods as well. How cool is that? 235. So I could replace this one here with one of these better ones there. And although it destroys the one that's equipped, it's increased my armor rating yet again. So I'm now on armor level 3000. That's not too bad. I want to get better. I want to get higher than that, and I can if I apply more mods. But I want to get the best possible that I can get. Now, if you haven't got the crafting mod, which just again look it up to find out where it is. I've completely forgotten where I got it, but I did find it somewhere. That's what you do. Explore the game. You'll find these things. You can come to a clothing store. Once you've had a quick chat with him, you can go down the bottom here and have a look at what mods he has available. Now, here we've got a rare armadillo mod, which is pretty cool, but I would like him to produce an epic one. So all you got to do is go outside and wait 24 hours. Go back in. The door is open.
Well, let's just be a little bit more patient this time, okay?
Yep. Now you can go to any clothing store and do this, and it will re-roll what mods are available. So no armadillo mod here this time. Again, we do the same thing. You don't have to save the game. You just have to wait 24 hours, and it re-rolls. So just keep doing that until you get the epic level armadillo mods that you can attach to your clothing. So I think that's pretty cool. That's another way of doing, another way of getting prepared for the end game, which is what I'm doing, the secret ending, which is incredibly tough. And another thing that I've been trying to do is level up any of the weapons that I want to take with me. Now, I've pretty much used the Overwatch ever since I got it. It is such a good sniping rifle and great for headshots. Once you've unlocked the ability to craft legendary items, you can take your base weapon, which I've got here, which is the Overwatch. As you can see, it's an ingredient in crafting the legendary version of the weapon, and all I need are these ingredients and the base weapon itself. Now, I've been upgrading that base weapon, but I'm going to now craft the legendary version, which is really cool. So now if I go to upgrades, I can see it's now, look at that, it's got 5 mod slots, and I can now continue to upgrade it. I need to have some more epic components, so let's go back to crafting, and we'll craft a couple of those, just so you get the idea. Go back to upgrades, hit the weapon you want to upgrade, and then continue, and it will increase the damage. It increases it in small increments, but it is, you know, if you do it a few times, it's going to go up to max level. I've already done that for my Satori katana sword, which is right here. Now this weapon is at the max level it can. I'm gonna find a better mod for it, but yeah, try to upgrade whatever weapons that you want to take with you into the end game as much as possible before you get there. Now, of course, the main way to level up your character will be to do missions, right? To do all of the main jobs. I've got the very last one left. These give you big chunks of XP. Do as many side missions as you can. As you can see, I've been failing on Beat the Brat. I haven't really done very well. Those are the fighting missions. But there's a couple of side quests. Do any gigs. They give you big chunks of XP. NCPD scanner hustles. I don't know why on earth buying rides is in the game. I don't see the point in it at all. But yeah, stack of completed missions. These will give you, of course, XP and additional XP for all the enemies you kill while you're performing them. So that is obviously the standard way of doing it. But you can have a look on the map for anything which is a world item. I think if you go into the map and you want to filter stuff, you can filter out to the open world missions. Now, all of these assaults will give you XP. You get XP for killing the people that are there, and XP for actually completing the task. Organized crimes, other ones reported crimes. Some of these are cyber psychos, so they're well worth exploring. As soon as you see one nearby, just don't pass up the opportunity to go and do it. So those are just a few things that I've been doing to level up my character before I take on the final mission. And well, if you're looking to try to do the same thing, then hopefully this video helped you. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like if it was useful. Drop a load of I know there are many more tips on how to level up, so what would be really great is if you guys could share some of them in the comments down below. I love it when we help each other. And tell me a few that I've not mentioned. I'm sure there are many. Thank you once again for watching. All the very best to you. Take care and good night.